Ted Bundy, a name that sends shivers down the spine, is etched in the annals of American criminal history as one of the most notorious and enigmatic serial killers. His life and crimes form a macabre tapestry, woven with threads of charm, deceit, and brutal violence. This biography delves into the chilling existence of a man who was as captivating as he was monstrous, a phantom of death who left a trail of horror across the nation. Theodore Robert Cowell was born on November 24, 1946, in Burlington, Vermont. His early years were marked by a tumultuous family life. Raised by his maternal grandparents, Bundy grew up believing they were his parents and that his mother, Louise Cowell, was his sister. This revelation, when it came, sowed the seeds of anger and confusion in the young Bundy, who later adopted his stepfather's surname, Bundy. Bundy's childhood was outwardly normal, yet it hid dark undercurrents. He was an intelligent and charismatic boy, but there were early signs of his disturbed nature. He had a fascination with knives and was known to peer into neighbors' windows. Despite these warning signs, Bundy excelled academically and was well liked by peers and teachers alike. As a teenager, Bundy's behavior grew more concerning. He was arrested at least twice on suspicion of burglary and auto theft. Though these charges were expunged from his record, they hinted at the darkness that was beginning to take hold. After high school, Bundy attended the University of Puget Sound before transferring to the University of Washington to study psychology. It was here that he began to cultivate the outward persona that would later enable his horrific crimes. Bundy's ability to evade capture for so long was a testament to his cunning and adaptability. He changed his appearance frequently and used multiple aliases, making it difficult for authorities to track him. His killing spree stretched from Washington to Utah, Colorado, and Florida, with law enforcement agencies often struggling to connect the dots. In 1975, Bundy was finally arrested in Utah for kidnapping, but he managed to escape twice from custody. His first escape occurred on June 7, 1977, when he jumped from a second-story library window in Aspen, Colorado, and disappeared into the mountains for 6 days before being recaptured. His second and final escape on December 30, 1977, was more elaborate. He sawed a hole in the ceiling of his cell and climbed into the jailer's apartment, walking out the front door undetected. This escape led him to Florida, where his violence escalated to a horrifying degree. In January 1978, he broke into the Chi Omega sorority house at Florida State University, attacking 4 women, killing 2, and severely injuring the others. His brutality knew no bounds, and the fear he instilled was palpable. He later abducted and murdered 12-year-old Kimberly Leach, whose decomposed body was found 7 weeks later. Ted Bundy's trial was a media sensation, partly because of his decision to represent himself. His courtroom antics, coupled with his charismatic defense, drew widespread attention. However, the evidence against him was overwhelming. He was convicted and sentenced to death for the Chi Omega murders, but his execution was delayed by numerous appeals. Throughout his incarceration, Bundy reveled in the attention he received. He granted interviews, where he often spoke about himself in the third person, further showcasing his narcissism and detachment from his crimes. He eventually confessed to over 30 murders, though the true number of his victims remains unknown and is believed to be much higher. As Bundy awaited execution, he continued to manipulate those around him, offering information about his other crimes in exchange for delaying his death sentence. His calculated admissions kept him alive for nearly a decade. Bundy's charm persisted even behind bars, as he managed to marry Carol Ann Boone, a former co-worker, and father a daughter, Rose, while on death row. Boone had smuggled in contraband during conjugal visits, further showing Bundy's persuasive abilities. On January 24, 1989, Ted Bundy was executed in the electric chair at Florida State Prison. Crowds outside the prison cheered, holding signs that read, "Burn, Bundy, burn." The execution marked the end of a chapter of terror, but the ghost of Ted Bundy continues to haunt the collective consciousness. Ted Bundy's legacy is one of darkness and dread. His life serves as a chilling reminder of the evil that can lurk behind the most unassuming facades. Bundy was not just a killer, he was a master manipulator who exploited trust and empathy to commit his heinous acts. His story is a testament to the depths of human depravity and the enduring impact of violence on society. Bundy's crimes have been extensively studied by criminologists, psychologists, and law enforcement professionals seeking to understand the mind of a killer who defied easy explanation. His life and death continue to be the subject of books, documentaries, and films, each attempting to unravel the enigma of a man who embodied pure evil. The horror of Bundy's actions also led to significant changes in how law enforcement agencies handle serial murder cases. His ability to cross state lines and kill with impunity highlighted the need for better coordination and communication between different jurisdictions. This led to the establishment of the Violent Criminal Apprehension Program, VICAP, by the FBI, which aims to track and capture serial offenders. As we reflect on Ted Bundy's life, we are reminded of the importance of vigilance and the thin line between normalcy and horror. Bundy was the phantom of death, a predator who walked among us, and his story is a haunting chapter in the annals of crime. The impact of Bundy's terror is still felt today. Survivors of his attacks and the families of his victims continue to grapple with the trauma and loss inflicted by his monstrous acts. Memorials and remembrance ceremonies honor those who were taken too soon, ensuring that their names are remembered and their stories are not overshadowed by the infamy of their killer. Bundy's legacy also serves as a stark warning about the dangers of superficial charm and the potential for evil within seemingly ordinary individuals. His ability to blend into society, gaining the trust and admiration of those around him, highlights the importance of not taking appearances at face value. In the end, Ted Bundy was a man whose outward charm masked a soul consumed by darkness. His life was a chilling testament to the capacity for human evil, and his story will continue to be told as a cautionary tale for generations to come. The phantom of death may have been executed, but his shadow lingers, a grim reminder of the horrors that can hide behind the most beguiling of facades.